and welcome to GCSE Maths Help. Today we're going to be looking at rearranging the formula to change the subject of an equation and the key points you need to know for your exam. Let's get started. Rearranging the formula is the process of changing which letter component of an equation is the subject. To do this, we need to reverse the actions that have been done to that letter so it ends up on its own again. But remember, whatever you do to one side of the equation has to be done to the other side too. For example, rearrange the formula x equals a half a plus b in brackets times h to make b the subject of the formula. So we want to get b here on its own so that the equation reads b equals. So to start rearranging the formula, we need to have a look at what happened to b. So I'm going to write a little list on the side to help us here. So we had b, and then it had a added to it. Then it was times by h, and then it was times by a half. So in order to rearrange the formula, we need to go backwards through this list and undo all these things that have been done to b. So if we start with x equals a half a plus b times h. So the last thing that happened to b was it was times by a half. So we're going to reverse that by timesing both sides by 2. So we get 2x is equal to 1 times a plus b times a half. So the next thing that happened to it was times by h, so we're going to reverse that by dividing by h. So 2x divided by h is equal to a plus b. So then the first thing that happened to b was it had a added to it, so we're going to reverse that by taking a away from both sides. So we have 2x divided by h minus a is equal to b. So we've rearranged the formula to make it read b equals 2x divided by h minus a. When the questions are simple like this one, this is really all there is to rearranging the formula. Understanding the sequence of what's happened to the new subject of the formula and then reversing it. Writing the list out at the side is a good way of making sure that you're following the right sequence, but after you've done these kind of questions a few times, you might not feel like you need to do that. Remember the golden rule that whatever you do to one side of the equation must be done to the other side, and after that you're all set. All the past paper questions I've seen have been phrased as rearrange the formula, so I don't think there's going to be questions where the fact that you need to do the rearranging is hidden, like with some other algebra questions where you need to do a bit of digging or lateral thinking to find out what's going on. So keep practicing and you should be fine. The only time that there's a slightly different process to rearranging the formula is in the next question here. So this question says rearrange the formula to make q the subject, and the formula is p plus q is equal to p times q minus 5. So this is different to the previous one as there's q's on either side of the equation. So usually I would say let's have a look at what happened to the new subject of the equation. So what processes have been done to q, but in this case two lots of things have happened to q because q is on both sides of the equation. So what we're going to do instead is get all of the q's on one side of the equation and put all of the other things on the other side of the equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is minus q from both sides. So we get p is equal to pq minus 5 minus q. And then I'm going to add 5 to both sides. So we have p plus 5 is equal to pq minus q. So now all of the elements of the equation that involve q are on one side and everything else is on the other side. So now we can see that we've got pq minus q. So because q is there in both of the elements on this side of the equation, I'm going to take q out as a factor. So that will leave us with p plus 5 is equal to q p minus 1. So now we're able to divide both sides by p minus 1 and then q will be on its own, which is what we're looking for. So p plus 5 divided by p minus 1 is equal to q. So we've rearranged the formula to get q equals p plus 5 divided by p minus 1. This style of question is really popular, so practice this process as much as you can. In my Rearranging the Formulas exam questions video, I go through 2 of these questions, both of them involving fractions, so it's well worth a watch to get yourself really familiar with this type of question. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to have some practice at answering exam style questions on this topic, click the link in the bio below. Don't forget to subscribe to GCSE Maths Help with the subscribe button below, or you can check out my Instagram page at GCSE Maths Help for more videos and tips. Thanks for watching.